So, many of you all heard of It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown's. Well, I heard of it, but I saw a lost internship recreation of it. Let me tell you about it. So, I was at the store at Best Buy. I was getting some DVDs from the 2010s, like Hotel Transylvania 3 and Godzilla 2014 and all that stuff, and until I found one DVD that never existed. It was called It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, Lost Internship Recreation, and its release date was October 13th, 2006. And I bought it, and the cash register said, that will be $17.13. And I got him the money and went off and put my movies in a DVD player, and they were all good, except for one. When I put in the Lost Internship Recreation trailer, it was good. It was bad. Alright, so the Warner Brothers shield pop up as normally, and the title screen was just a plain white screen. It said play, scene selection, bonus features, and language selections. I clicked bonus features and it took me to a white screen. Of course, I had to take out the DVD and put it back in, and this time I pressed play. The intro started out normally, and then the title card appeared. Except there was a red text saying Lost Internship Recreation, so yeah. And the movie played out as normally until Snoopy was going to fight the Red Baron, and he got on his doghouse and went on and started to turn it on, and he flew. And when he saw the Red Baron, he shot at it, and until he ran over to a cloud bump, and he almost fell down until he saw a crow flying by. Snoopy honked on the horn, trying to move the crow out of the way, but it was too late. When Snoopy was closer to the crow, once he ran over the crow, it exploded into blood and delicious pile of crow flesh. But the blood wasn't indwelling, it was real, trust me. Okay, so it cuts back to Charlie Brown and his friends getting candy. After Charlie Brown gets multiple rocks and all that stuff, and until it cuts back to Snoopy flying, and he was like, he was trying to fight the Red Baron, and until he was spinning around in circles and circles and circles and circles until flashes of colors began to flicker around. I almost had a seizure, and I kept watching it, and until Snoopy realized that the flashing lights reversed the doghouse. He was going backwards, and he couldn't control himself, and until he pressed on the gas, and he stepped on the gas, and it made him move forward until the Red Baron shot his doghouse. Snoopy tried his best to land the doghouse, but it was too late. Once it gets closer to the ground, it broke the doghouse, and Snoopy was flying until his helmet buckle broke, and his helmet was flying, and Snoopy fell down on the ground, taking him to a dirty hell. The ground was so hard that it broke his skull into a million of chunks until he died. until a tornado appeared and took and swirled him around. It later cuts to a CGI image of a desert. And who was ever made that CGI was excellent at this. Until it cuts back to the Halloween party. Everyone was here, and except for Snoopy. Schroeder plays his piano like normally, and then it cuts back to the tornado, and till Linus was outside. He was looking for the Great Pumpkin, and he saw, and Sally came up to him and asked what he was doing, and he was searching for the Great Pumpkin until Linus realized a tornado was coming nearby. Until Linus said, Look, Sally, it's the Great Pumpkin." And Sally looked, and instead of the Great Pumpkin, it was the tornado and Snoopy's skeleton, but it was missing its torso and legs. Until Sally came up close to it, and then grabbed the skull and put it in her ear, and it said "Om," and she said she wanted to keep it, so she kept it until Linus yelled for help, not in like the original movie, but actual yelling, like if he was getting attacked by someone, and he screamed in agony until it fades to black. Later, it cuts back to Lucy sleeping in her bed until her clock ringed, until it said 3:00 a.m. So, and she went outside and checked for Linus if he was there, until she realized that Linus was dead, and he was probably in his mid or late 50s while he died, and Lucy dragged his body into the house until she buried him under the ground, and it cuts to black. It fades to black until it comes up to Charlie Brown's house, and Charlie and Sally were sleeping in their bed with the dead Snoopy on it, and so Charlie Brown too, until they went to sleep, and instead of the ending where Charlie Brown and Linus in credits in there. I'm sorry that I'm speaking gibberish, but okay, I'll keep going. Until the credits rolled, and the credits were written in Comic Sans, and after the credits rolled, it cuts to black. I wonder what to do during a black screen, but I was jump scared by Elmo, but he was robotic, and there was the scream from Teletubbies' anger management that scared the crap out of me. I covered my ears, and until after the screaming was over, the DVD ejected by itself. I felt uneasy. I decided not to call the police because I was afraid of them, so I had to smash the disc and throw it, and then throw it into the forest. And then I went to bed and slept for good. Yeah. Shoot for the fucking U. I had a nightmare about Snoopy crashing on me, and he killed me. I woke up in a sweat, and I realized that it was all just a dream. So yeah, that's it for our video. So I'll see you all in Sunday or Monday.